Good day everyone. Welcome again to biology class. Today we're looking at microorganisms and better health. So we've talked about microorganisms in part 1 and their actions in part 2. So today we're looking at the microorganisms and better health. And our topic for this class is that we're going to look at the control of harmful microorganisms, the control of vectors, maintenance of public health organizations. So in this topic, we're looking at the control of harmful microorganisms. We'll talk about the control of vectors, how we can control vectors, how to maintain public health, and look at some various health organizations. An objective for this class is that by the end of this video, learners should be able to, number 1, mention some ways microorganisms can be controlled. Number 2, mention some ways vectors can be controlled. Number 3, mention some ways of maintaining good public health. Number 4, mention some health organizations and their roles. So these are objectives we'll be looking at in this particular lesson. So we're going to mention some ways we can control microorganisms, to control vectors, to maintain good public health, and we're going to learn about some health organizations, both the international ones, the local ones, and the roles that they play in making sure that there is a good health in a society. All right, let's move on. All right, let's look at the control of microorganisms. How do we control microorganisms? We're looking at various ways of controlling microorganisms. Number 1 is the use of high temperature. Now this involves heating food and other products to kill the microorganisms at a very high temperature. So it involves heating your food to a very high temperature, and maybe other products you want to use in order to kill the microorganisms, because they cannot actually withstand high temperature. And number 2 is the use of drugs. Now there are some drugs that were used which are known as antibiotics. We can use drugs such as antibiotics to kill or control microorganisms. And examples of these drugs, example of antibiotics include chloroquine, we have the penicillin, we have the tetracycline. So we can use these drugs to control or kill microorganisms. So most of the time we use the high temperature to control or to kill them permanently, or we can use these various drugs, as you can see from the diagram, to kill or control these microorganisms. And most of the drugs we usually use, we refer to them as antibiotics rather. We refer to them as antibiotics. So these are the ways we can control microorganisms. Let's move on to the next slide to see more points on how to control microorganisms. Number 3, we use antiseptics. Use of antiseptics. Now these are chemicals that inhibit. I want to say they inhibit, it means they stop or they slow down the growth and reproduction of microorganisms. So they inhibit, that means they stop or they slow down the growth of microorganisms, so thereby preventing microbial infections. So we use them to stop their growth or terminate their growth to prevent microbial infections. And these antiseptics, they include the popular one we have Dettol, we have chlorine water, we have hydrogen peroxide. These are antiseptics we use to control the growth of microorganisms. And number 2, we have disinfectants. Now these are chemicals that kills, that kills germs and virus permanently. They kill. Example, we have the Aziel, we have the sanitizer, we have the Lysol, we have the carbonic water, and so on and so forth. So the difference between these two is that one controls the growth, of the microorganisms, while the other one, which is the disinfectants, kill them completely. So if you can remember, when there was coronavirus, we were using this hand sanitizer. That's an example of disinfectants. It kills the microorganism completely. Let's move on to the next point again, ways to control microorganisms. Next one we have is the quarantine services. Now this involves the isolation of infected person to be observed and prefer means for a cure. Now, this helps to prevent the spread of harmful effects of microorganisms. So, quarantine simply means isolating or putting someone aside, someone that is infected or that is suspects that is having an infection. They set them aside in a special place to observe them and prefer cure to them. These quarantine services was actually used when there was coronavirus. If anyone is coming into the country, they put them in the place for a week or two to observe if they're going to show any symptom of the coronavirus. So that is quarantine. It means to isolate one that is infected or to check if the person is actually infected or if the person show any sign of infection. They prefer cure and others. Number 6 is health education. This involves educating people on the harmful effect of microorganisms, the ways they are transmitted, ways of preventing or controlling them. So once people are actually educated, they'll be able to know how to manage the environment and prevent the spread and transmission of microorganisms. So health education is very important. So the government always enlighten the public, about water, enlighten the public about carrying out environmental sanitation. This education helps the public to be able to be aware, just like I'm teaching you, to be able to be aware on how to control microorganisms. The next one we have there of control on the ways of controlling microorganisms is the immunization and vaccination. Immunization and vaccination. Now, immunization is the process of inoculating a healthy person with a preparation of mild form of pathogens. Immunization is the process of inoculating a healthy person with a preparation of mild form of pathogen. Why the process of preparing this immunization is called what? Vaccine. It's called vaccine. And when they give it vaccine is given to protect a healthy person against deadly disease. So immunization is injecting the person who is healthy with a weak form of that disease. Pathogen is a disease, so they inject the person with a weak form of it, so the person immune system can be able to fight that disease, so that when the person actually have the disease in future, the system can be able to record and know how to deal with that disease because it has been introduced to the disease, to the weak form of the disease. That's what we call immunization. And the process of making immunization is called vaccination. All right. So this one is given to prevent someone from contacting deadly diseases. Then personal hygiene. This is the practice of this is habit of keeping things clean to prevent the spread of microorganisms. Personal hygiene. This is the best practice of preventing the growth of microorganisms. When you are clean, your environment is clean, your things you use are clean. That is the best form of preventing microorganisms. Now let's look at the control of vector. Remember that vector are organisms that transmit diseases from one place to another. They themselves, they don't cause the disease, but rather they transmit it. They transmit it from one place to another. How do we control vectors? Number 1, sleeping in a room. Sleeping in a room protected by mosquito nets. Sleeping in a room protected by mosquito nets. Number 2, draining of swamps. So when you drain your swamps, it will be able to reduce the breeding place for mosquitoes. Alright, you drain your swamp, then you pour some chemicals so that it will reduce the breeding place for mosquitoes, because they like swamp, because swamp does not flow, so they like water that is stagnant, so they can lay their eggs. So when you clear the swamp, you are actually destroying the life cycle of some mosquitoes and some infectious diseases. But the clearing of bushes around residential area. You clear your bushes, it will reduce the growth of microorganisms. Use of insecticide. These are chemicals that are used to kill mosquitoes, to kill insects. Use of insect repellent cream on the body. These are chemicals that repels mosquito away. If you go for camping, you can rub this on your body. These insect repellents to ward off insects from having bites on the skin. Number 6, covering of food. Very important. You cover your food to avoid contamination with these microorganisms. Open your food down, you get it contaminated. So covering of food is one way to control vectors. Number 7, keeping the environment clean, which is the best of all. So you keep the environment clean, can ward off the control of vectors. Let's look at maintenance of good public health. Maintenance of good public health. Since it's the public health, it's very important that we know how to manage our environment and how to exercise a good public health. Number one is adoption of proper and effective sewage and refuse disposal. Nigerians are always disposing death here and there, and that's why we are having the rise of diseases everywhere. So if everybody has this mentality of keeping their sewage has to do with your septic tank, your sockaway and all that, and if everybody can be able to dispose their refuse properly, this will help to save the public from diseases. Then protection of water by purifying it before drinking. So every water you get, make sure you purify it by boiling, by adding chemicals to it like chlorine to kill the germs before you use that water. Then protection of food by cooking and preserving it. You can keep the public health safe by cooking and preserving our food. Then washing of hands after and before eating, or before and after eating. So washing of hands is a one way which was actually practiced during the coronavirus. It is a way of preventing spread of disease in the public. Maintaining good and proper hygiene. Once everybody is clean with their compound, clean with their tools, clean with whatever they are staying, it will prevent the spread of diseases in the environments or in the public. Then number 6, health organizations. Health organizations, they are firms, they are companies that they are organizations that deals with the health of the public. So these are ways we can maintain good health public. And let's look at this health organization. Now these health organizations, they can be grouped into local or international. All right, they are corporate, local and international bodies that are concerned with the maintenance of good health, all right, of the people. So their own concern is, they are corporate bodies, so they can be local or they can be what, international. Their major concern is that they are concerned with the maintenance of good health of the people. So they're just organization that is concerned with the health of the world people. The international ones we have the WHO, which is the World Health Organization. We have the UNICEF, which is the United Nations Children Education Fund. We have the International Red Cross Society, that is the international one. Then we have the local ones, which is the Nigerian Medical Association. We have the health centers. Those are the public health centers we have around. We have the Federal Ministries of Health. So these are group of bodies that are concerned with the health of the public. So they can be international, which means they give advices to countries, to people about outbreak of diseases. That is international. So what local ones are the ones that you have in your country. Here in Nigeria, we have the Nigerian Medical Association, we have the health centers, we have the Federal Ministries of Health. So these are the various health organizations that we have right in our country. So they can be local or international. All right. So let's move on to the next slide. We're looking at all this. Let's start with the first one. So let's look at the first health organization. We have the WHO. Now, WHO stands for World Health Organization. World Health Organization. Now, WHO is a special division of the UNO. UNO is United Nations Organization, and it was established in 1948. WHO is established in 1948, and their headquarters is in Geneva. That's where the headquarters is in Geneva, and Geneva is in Switzerland. All right. So it was established 1948 with headquarters at Geneva, and Geneva is in what? Switzerland. So in the next slide, we're going to see the roles of WHO, World Health Organization. So we're going to see their roles that they play. We're going to see the services that they deploy to make sure that the public health is in safe hands. So let's move on to the next slide. All right, so let's look at the roles of WHO. What roles do they perform, or what roles do they play? Number one, the WHO publish medical journals. Now, medical journals are write-up that gives us information about some diseases, how to prevent such spread of diseases, how to make sure that we take care of ourselves so that we don't contact such diseases. So they're just write-up, or they're like magazines that talks about our health. All right. Number two, they help to set up international quarantine regulations. So they're the one that give out international quarantine regulation, especially when there is an outbreak of diseases. So just like the coronavirus, they give us the regulations on how to wash our hands, make sure that we don't travel from places to place to reduce movement. They also give us that they also told us give us regulations on how to prevent people from traveling to the country and without checking them if they are infected or not. So they give out all this regulation to prevent the spread of diseases in the country. They also help to provide drugs and vaccine in case of emergencies. So cases like coronavirus, they are the one that are providing drugs and vaccines. So they provide drugs in case there's a widespread of disease or outbreak of disease. They provide drugs and vaccine for such. They also promote the measure for controls of world major diseases through vaccination program. As some diseases that affect the world generally, let's say we have AIDS, and they provide programs, vaccination programs to promote the measures to control such diseases. So they make sure that such diseases that affect the world generally are being controlled through these vaccination programs. And number five, they set and recommend safe standards for drugs. So drugs that are produced for diseases, to cure diseases, they are the one that set up the standard, how the drug should be used, when the drug should be used, on who the drug should be used. So they set up standard for such drugs so that it will be safe for the public use. That is the role of the WHO. Number six, they provide warning signals in event of an outbreak or epidemic diseases. So cases whereby there are outbreak of diseases or epidemics, the role of WHO is that they send warning signals out to the public on how they should be able to prevent the diseases from entering into their own territory or into their own country. So they alert the world, like the coronavirus, they were alerting every world, alerting every country on measures on how to prevent these diseases from entering into their country. So these are the roles of um, the WHO and many more. So they are international health organization. So they take these roles to make sure that the world is a better place to live in. Let's look at another international health organization. We have the UNICEF. Now, UNICEF stands for United Nation Children's Education. United Nation Children's Education Fund. So that is UNICEF. UNICEF is another specialized agency of the United Nations Organization, which is the UNO. Now, the main function of UNICEF here is that they are set up to improve the health and welfare of children all over the world. So the major concern is towards the children, how the children are faring, how their health is, and they focus on children all over the world. And that's the purpose of them setting up this particular health organization. So it focuses more on children that are suffering, children that are having issues. They are the ones saddled with that responsibility of making sure that children are in good health and they have proper welfare. Let's look at the roles of WHO. Now, the roles of WHO include number one, they provide nutrition for undernourished children. That is four. They provide nutrition for undernourished children. Some children that don't have the rights. Okay, they provide the nutrition of undernourished children. So there are some children that actually do not have enough nutrient for them to grow. So they provide the nutrition of undernourished children that are lacking the right nutrients for them to grow. So they provide such nutrients for such children to be able to grow properly. Number two, they feed destitute children. Some children that are lacking some basic amenities like food, shelter. You UNICEF is responsible for feeding those children that are lacking nutrients, lacking proper food. UNICEF are saddled with that responsibility of feeding such children. Number three, they provide emergency need for children in devastated areas. Now, devastated areas are areas that have experienced war areas that are experiencing natural disasters. So the children there, the UNICEF provide emergency need for them like food, shelter, drugs, and all that for such children in those particular areas. Number four is that they supply vaccine to control diseases that affect children. UNICEF supply vaccines or equipment to prevent or control diseases that actually affect children. Diseases like whooping cough, tuberculosis, diphtheria, polymyelitis, and other diseases that affect children. They supply vaccine and also provide clothing and other need for children. So they provide clothing and other need for children that are in what that I need. So let's look at the next international. Let's look at the next health organization we have. We have the International Red Cross Society. Now we have the International Red Cross Society. So you can see the big red cross there in that symbol. Now this is another international health organization that's all right. Make sure that the world is a better place. They are all over the world, so they um play some important roles when it comes to the health of the public or to the health of the world generally. So they are also international health organization. Let's look at the roles that they play. Now, number one, they take care of the injured in times of war. Places that are experiencing war, you're going to have some injured victims. So Red Cross actually go down there to make sure that they take care of those that are injured in times of war. Just like the war that is going on between Israel and Iran and Iran, you see them, they go there. If you watch the news, you see the Red Cross there taking care of people that are injured as a result of the war. Number two, they provide emergency aid to those in distress in times of war. Those that have been ripped off of their houses, those that have been ripped off of their maybe property, those that have been ripped off of their food, those people that are experiencing pain in times of war. This Red Cross, International Red Cross, they provide emergency aid to those that are in need in times of war. Number three, they provide welfare for prisoners in times of war. When they are fighting, some countries usually capture the other countries' people and take them as prisoner. Red Cross actually provide welfare, food, shelter for such people that are held as prisoners in times of war. Number four, they provide transport for evacuation of what refugees that are people that find themselves in a kind of a bad situation, maybe in place of war or in place that have experienced natural disaster, and they are kind of they don't have ways to leave that place. They are kind of lagging behind. They don't have how to survive. Red Cross actually go there to make sure that they provide transportation for such people that are in such situation, and also assist in training of nursing aides. They also assist in training of they train people so that they can have more hands to supply nursing aid, and also help victims of natural disasters. People that have experienced natural disasters, they help them to to be okay and to feel comfortable from such diseases, from such situation. The next one we have there is the NEMA, and NEMA is Nigerian Medical Association. This is a local health organization here we have here in Nigeria. It's called the Nigerian Medical Association. NEMA stands for Nigerian Medical Association, and their main purpose here is they are concerned with the maintenance of good health within Nigeria. Let's look at the roles that NEMA play. Now, they advise the government of health matters. Matters that relate to health, they give government advice, advising them how to improve on the health of people, how to improve on the health status of people. They advise the government on health matters of the people. They also alert nations where there's an outbreak of what diseases. So when there's an outbreak of disease, they alert the nation where it is so that people can get prepared and they can find way to what to curb such outbreak of diseases. Number three, they carry out research into they carry out research on ways of what preventing and controlling diseases. So their major function is to carry out research, finding cure to some diseases and how to control such diseases. Then, number four, they monitor the recruitment of well-trained doctors in the hospital. So they make sure that the right doctors that are well trained are being employed in such hospital. So they make sure that they don't employ people that are not actually qualified. So they make sure they see to that the doctors that are well trained, so they can to supply um the right services the people need. They also assist in training medical and paramedic staff needed in healthcare. Now, healthcare, they are overcrowded and we need more hands. So what NEMA will do is that they will take people that are interested, they will train them on how to render these services to those people that are in need in various healthcare centers. All right. So they train people to be able to render healthcare centers, especially to places that are being congested by people. So they take staffs and train them so that they can be able to deliver services to such. So these are the roles of NEMA, which is Nigerian Medical Association. These are the roles that they play in our country. So NEMA is a local health organization in Nigeria. And if you have any question, you can ask a question. Please make sure you go through the reading, go through the notes, go through the video, pause and play. And a wise student as you are, you can ask question. God bless you. See you next time.